In the heart of a dusty township nestled between cracked streets and humming wires, lived Mama Thandie, a black transgender woman with a warm spirit and a heart that beat like a drum for those around her. Every morning, long before the sun kissed the tin roofs, she would rise. Her slippers dragged across the cold cement floor as she made her way to the kitchen. The kettle hissed on the stove, and the smell of rooibos tea and pap slowly filled the small two-room home she shared with two young men, Luyanda and Simfiwe, both in their early 20s. They were not her biological children. Life had brought them together through pain and struggle. Luyanda had been kicked out of his home when he came out as gay. Simfiwe had lost both parents to illness and drifted through shelters before ending up on Thandie's doorstep one rainy night. She had taken them in without question. "This house has no rules, only love," she had said, handing Simfiwe a towel that first night, his clothes soaked, his face hollow from hunger. Now they were family. Thandie worked as a hairdresser in a container salon just around the corner. The money was never enough, but every day, after standing for hours braiding, washing and smiling, she'd stop by the local spaza shop. She never forgot to buy extra rice, some chakalaka, and whatever meat her budget allowed. She always made sure the boys had something warm to eat. She cooked with purpose, each stir of the spoon a silent prayer. Sometimes she'd hum old gospel tunes or laugh at a silly story from the day, and even when her body ached, her spirit never wavered. "Simfiwe, eat, my boy. You're too thin," she'd say, handing him a plate. "Luyanda, drink water and take that jacket when you go out. It's cold today." She mothered them fiercely, with the kind of love that heals wounds the world can't see. But life wasn't easy. Thandie had her own battles, stares in the street, whispers behind her back, threats she never spoke of. Still, she stood tall. Her presence in the community was quiet but powerful. The kids in the neighborhood called her Mama T, and some of the elders, though wary at first, now greeted her with respectful nods. Some nights, she sat by the window when the boys were asleep, staring at the moon. Loneliness would visit then, like an old friend she never invited but always welcomed. She missed having someone to hold her, to tell her she mattered beyond what she gave. But she never let the darkness swallow her. She'd wipe away her tears, remind herself of the family she'd built, and find strength in the love that filled her tiny home. Because Mama Thandie was more than a caretaker. She was a protector, a provider, and a light in the shadows of the township. And in her care, Luyanda and Simfiwe were not just surviving. They were beginning to live.